Right, DeAnna, I know this is a special one for you. I saw when I was doing my pre-fight research, a post that you had probably about a year ago. You were saying that your dream would to fight at the SAP Center. Can you explain that a little bit, why that is?
Yeah, it absolutely, since the start of my fight career, has been a dream to fight at the SAP Center, because I'm from Fremont, which is just basically right down the block almost. And my dad was a San Jose cop. I spent most of my time in San Jose. I'd go to Sharks games anytime there was fights. My dad used to work the old Strike Force fights, and he's the one who knew I would be a fighter before I was. He went and watched Cyborg fight at the SAP Center and was like, "Oh, these girls were fighting. That's something you should do." And I was like, "Yeah, I don't know about getting punched in the face." And then, of course, a year later, he gives me the "I told you so" when I was like, "I want to be a fighter." And so it's just a place that is really kind of near and dear to me. It's some place that he himself, when I was very first starting to get fighting, told me, he's like, "That'd be so cool if you got to fight there one day." And I was like, "That'll never happen." And then, of course, he's doing the "I told you so" again. But it really is a special place for me, and I can't tell you how excited I am. It amped up my training like 10 times more. The fact that I actually get to fight at the Sharks tank at the SAP Center.
Yeah.
So excited.
And I saw the gallery that they sent us. You had his badge you were holding. You were wearing the Sharks jersey. So, I mean, do you feel like it's going to be tough to kind of contain those emotions out there at all? Just because it seems like, fighters have attachments sometimes to arenas and stuff, but particularly for you, this is a pretty tremendous story.
It's a big one. I have it right here. I always have it with me, especially fight week. It's just it's my memento. He's my favorite person in the whole world, and I know he would be so ecstatic to know that I'm fighting at the SAP Center. And so, I've had a lot of people ask me if I'm gonna be overcome when I walk out there for the fight, that kind of stuff. And it's no, this is something that I am so excited for. I had to have you don't fight at the SAP Center at the Sharks tank without branding your jersey. Come on now. You wear your Brent Burns jersey if you got a jersey. So, no, like I said, it's made me 10 times more excited to be here. And I don't know if I'm going to be, I don't know, I wouldn't say emotional, but it's just, this is my place. I'm home. I have friends and family, people I went to high school with at American High School, just in Fremont, California. It's really amped me up for being here.
That's very cool. Yeah, and you grew up, what was it, 25 minutes, 30 minutes from here?
15 minutes.
15 minutes from here?
Depending on traffic.
Yeah, so.
Depending on rush hour or not, so.
Yeah. So do you still live around here or no?
I don't. Okay. I have a lot of family that still lives in the area. Yeah. I train in Jersey now. Yeah. I got lost one day and found my way into Jersey, and I'm like, all right. And I'm like, "Hey guys," and they're like, "I need you to tone down the happiness and the excitement, and I need you to start being angrier." And I'm like, so I'm just never gonna fit in with Jersey. Yeah. They're a little bit blunt. That's
there you go. It. But you're still gonna I guess kind of what I was getting at, family, friends.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people gonna be here for you.
Yeah.
On
I have a lot of family that are still in the area. They're gonna come. My dad's side of the family, they basically all still live out here, and so they're coming. Guys I went to high school with and wrestled on the high school team with. The second that I put the tickets were available, they went right on there. My one friend, Tony, he just went right on there and was like, "I bought my ticket." And I was like, "Oh, that's so cool. It's going to be an awesome main event. We have Davis and Romero." And he's like, "Oh, but you're my main event." And I'm like, "That's sweet, but I guess I'll just take it." The real main event's pretty cool. But I'm like, "Oh, that's wonderful." But yeah. So, a lot of people.
Yeah, and your fight's pretty important as well. Alejandra Lara, a very tough opponent. Kind of break her down for me. What are you expecting out of this matchup?
She's tough. She's got good hands. She's got good strikes with her legs. She's an all-around fighter. She's a lot of fights by TKO. But, I have been doing this for a really long time. I have I have a lot of fights under my belt, and I hope she's not taking me lightly at all, because I'm here to fight. My last fight, I came out and I put everything into it a little too much because my hamstring was up, and then I got choked because I couldn't move my hips because my hamstring decided to detach myself from my body. But before that, things were going pretty good, and so I'm 100% healthy. Everything's healed, and I have that chip on my shoulder from being unfinished in that last fight. And so I spent so many, having surgery and laying there, all I was doing was thinking about getting back in that cage and really proving myself as a fighter. And so this is the fight that it's going to happen. I'm going to do everything that I can against her. I hope she brings her best fight possible, because that always brings the best fight in me. So let's go.
Awesome. Good.
Oh, sorry. Hello.
Oh, hello.
So your fight here with Alejandra Lara, this is not the first time it's been booked. It's been rescheduled. You've had a little bit more time to prepare. So I'm wondering, given this little bit of extra time that you've had, what are some of the things that you think you've picked up? Do you think you have an advantage now that this fight has been pushed back a little bit?
Yeah, we were originally scheduled, supposed to be July 31st, and then I got pushed to August 20th. And so it gave me more time back in the gym, back in with my coaches, game planning, watching all of her fights. Like, I'm not one that likes watching video. My coach does, and he watched all of them, and he basically sat me down and forced me to watch them, hers and mine. And, we spent a long time game planning, seeing what she does, seeing what kind of fighter that she is. And so all it did, getting pushed back, was give me more time to train, give me more time to be ready, and really give me time to be focused. And then, I think it's meant to be. I'm fighting here in San Jose, and so like this is my hometown, and so I think that gave me a little bit more advantage too.
Looking back at her last fight, Conor Watanabe beat her by split decision. I'm sure you can do some of the things that you could now. You watched that video. What are some of the things that you picked up that Watanabe did that you think that you can do against her?
That was a good fight. Obviously, split decision. It was a close one, and it was a good fight to watch. And she was able to take her strikes and just keep on pressing forward and really just make Alejandra work for it, honestly. And I think just going out there and pressuring her and making her fight my fight, which is kind of how that one went. And so, I'm not one to let somebody just kind of take control of the cage. That's my cage, and I'm going to take control, and she's going to fight my game.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.